everyone. Happy Thursday. Whether you're watching this live or the replay, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jimmy Ezzell. I'm the founder and CEO for TripValet, and I've got my sidekick, the one and only JKN, our vice president of marketing, as well on here as well. She is the one that just makes me look so good all the time. So if you guys are seeing all the content and everything, thank you, Jennifer, for all you do, you and your team. But listen, we're going to get into it today. I wanted to. I've had a lot of people the last 3 days, or I'm sorry, the last 3 weeks, we've been doing this series for all of you, whether, like you said, like I said, you're watching this live or the replay. And today, what I want to do is I really want to get into some things so you guys can see how we're making such an impact in the real estate, insurance, solar, any industry that's, that is looking for more revenue, higher retention, and so we're going to really cover that today. I just so excited to start to see some of you using some of these training tips and strategies that we've been implementing and sharing with all of you these last few weeks and watching some of these posts get blown up with your listings, open houses. And so if you're here as a realtor, this will be very slanted towards you. But if you support the real estate industry, I want you to kind of think about your business, how these things could potentially help you as well. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And once again, if you don't know, we will put this inside of our playlist for all of you to go back and watch this one or any of the other sessions that we're doing. We plan to build a great library for all of our friends inside of all of these groups. So if you got invited today, it's somehow, some way you're attached or connected to Debbie Morrow and the Real Estate Agent Referral Network. And so we're very excited to have you. So welcome. All right, so let's get into it. All right, now that I got all that foo-foo stuff out of the way, I can have some fun. All right, so welcome, realtors and everybody that supports our real estate industry. Today what I want to do is I really want to cover, and once again, the whole theme of this is really how do you become unforgettable? Man, I can't wait to show you one slide today that that we got in another testimony. I want to share with you guys today because this is really what it's about: is how do you become unforgettable? This is a very noisy industry. Would you agree, Paul? I mean, very lots of. Well, I think there's like
Yep.
1.4, 1.5 million realtors now, right out there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change your mindset a little bit today. All right, because I want you to know, I'm going to preface this. TripValet, myself, Jennifer and I, and our team, we've been in business since 2017. Okay. And I would go ahead and throw this out. We are the experts in showing business owners, realtors, how do you leverage travel, the second largest industry in the world? Okay. How do you leverage it to grow your revenue, grow your retention? Okay, and create this brand where you become unforgettable, right? Because when you're talking about the second largest industry in the world, in America, if you don't know, check out our GDP and see how much travel affects it. Sometimes 10 to 12% of our GDP is travel. So what you hopped on today was for you to actually start to expand your mindset and go, wait a second. I just thought travel was, hey, we have fun, go to the beach, go to the mountains, take some time off. That is absolutely what you want to do with travel. But what you hopped on today was I'm going to show you how to leverage travel in business. Is that okay with everybody? Type in a one if that's okay for everybody, because that's what I want. That's what we are experts at. We've been doing this since 2017. Jennifer, it's going to be exciting. Next year we celebrate our 10 years, and we're just getting started. So let me go ahead and get into it. Right. So how do you win more listings, create more conversations, and turn client appreciation into repeat business and referrals using our system? Okay. And so that's what we're going to talk about. See, you don't need another expensive lead source. Okay. I was actually, and you need a better reason to be remembered. I was actually at the big KW meeting yesterday. They're launching this, the biggest office in the Kansas City area. I live in Kansas City. And I was at their meeting yesterday, and I was just thinking about all the things that how we impact realtors, right? So look at this. You don't need another expensive lead source. You need a better reason to be remembered, right? Well, winning more listings, okay? By adding value before commission becomes the only conversation. You all know what I'm talking about. It's getting a little bit heated out there, right? All right. How about creating more conversations? This is the big one. Okay. Using appreciation first, reasons to reconnect with clients and prospects. Number three, automating referral moments with simple scripts, posts, and repeatable campaigns. FYI, if you haven't seen us in there, if you're using a follow-up boss, we're back there. Okay. All right, we're in that system. We've got all of our campaigns. I think we got 14 or 15, Jennifer, maybe you can correct me, campaigns and follow-up boss. So all of these things are super important. Why? Well, because what it does, everybody, is that I want you to always remember this. The fortune is not just in the follow-up, it's in the memorable follow-up. Okay. So I'm going to shift your thinking a little bit today. All right. So let's get into it. The elephant in the room, real estate has changed. Client expectations is changing even faster. Commission scrutiny, it's higher than ever. Would you all agree? I mean, I see it inside. Listen, and a lot of the things you'll see today is from having conversations not only with realtors, of course, but it's also being inside the biggest, one of the biggest, well, it is the biggest, largest, most active real estate group in the world. You're telling us this, okay? How about this? Homeowners are rate locked and harder to motivate. Okay. Online lead platforms are crowded and expensive. Buyers and sellers are hesitating longer, and past clients disappear unless you stay meaningfully visible. Okay. And so we're going to talk about this because the old answer was work harder, but the new answer is this: be more valuable. That's what we're going to talk about today. See the value gap. See, when perceived value is unclear, commission becomes the target. See, commission is what they think they pay. That's the visible part, right? But here's the thing: perceived value is what they feel they get. That's the emotional part. And when you understand the power of travel, this is where we're going to go to today. Okay, is the emotional part, guys. I think it's no, you all know it's no secret. We service the insurance industry as well. It's like our second largest industry, financial guys, and they're always telling me, Jimmy, it's sad. We use your program, but you know that people actually spend more time planning a vacation, right? The ones that they give them, than their financial future sometimes. And it's kind of funny, it's kind of not funny, but the point is, there's an emotional attachment to travel, right? And so your job is to close the gap before price becomes the conversation. Okay. Now, here's your aha moment. Being liked is not the same as being remembered. Okay. Here's a statement. Yeah, you sell their house, you list their house, whatever it is, right? You get it done, you get the deal done, and then they say they were great. Versus being remembered. And they're talking to someone and they said, listen, you have to call my agent, right? Huge difference. Okay. We're going to start moving our realtors, anyone that does business with us, towards this part, being unforgettable. See, clients can love you and still forget to refer you, right? They can still love you that you did a great job for them, but then they just get busy. They haven't bought a home in 7, 8, whatever. They're past the statistics, right? And then they forget. It happens all the time. Every time we do one of these, how many of you have done a great job with a client and they forgot about you, right? And use someone else, right? And every time we do it, where someone says, they sheepishly hold up their hand, right? It happens. We got to stop doing it. We've got to get to the point where in our businesses, you are absolutely remembered. And see, here's the thing: the Unforgettable Realtor System. The reason why we want to kind of embed this inside the culture of the Run Group is that remembered, they think of you before the next real estate conversation even happens. Okay, they're appreciated. They feel seen and valued beyond the transaction. We want to start moving people towards this. And refer, they have a natural reason to introduce you to their friends, family, and coworkers. Guys, I'm setting this all up. Get ready. Okay. People do not refer generic realtors. They refer the agent who made them feel seen. I'm going to share with you true stories today. Okay. Now, where does travel incentives actually fit in here? Travel is memorable because it creates a story. I mean, just check this picture out. Okay. Think about this: open houses. If you offer a high value follow up gift that helps capture attention and contact info, most of you, I hear, and I got this from agents. They said, Jimmy, I started using the vacation incentives, and for the first time at open houses, I actually got a real email address. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Past clients saying thank you in a way that feels bigger than just another gift card, right? What do you think's going to I know a lot of you do pop buys, right? And the pop buys are great. First, you should absolutely do those. What I would do is I just take it another level. Add vacations in there. Because if you, I saw a cool one the other day. It had a cooler and it had a nice little thing, and because of the summer season, and it's a really neat idea. And I was thinking to myself, you should put a vacation in there and give them one for their on top of that little gift. Okay, this is how you start to really become unforgettable. And referrals, reward referral partners with a memorable experience they can talk about. Think about this: the first time a referral partner goes on vacation, do you think that the one that you gave them, do you think that you're constantly going to be on their mind? Absolutely. See, a gift card gets spent, a vacation gets talked about. What do I mean by that? Well, Uncle Johnny, everyone's together at the summer picnic. They say, Uncle Johnny, I saw you on Facebook. I saw you were down in Cancun. That looked amazing. And Uncle Johnny goes, yeah, you won't believe this, but Yash, my realtor, gives me this vacation every year. Right? And they're like, huh? Yeah, Paul, every year on the anniversary of my home that I bought from him, or that he sold that list, my house that I listed to him, every year I get a vacation for him. They go, your realtor does that? Yeah. Think about that, folks. That's a vacation that gets talked about. That's how you start to become unforgettable. And so let me give you a real story. This is from a huge, huge agent of ours here, actually in Kansas City. They've had clients, they've told us they've had clients go to Vietnam, Italy. But look at this. This is from this family. They go, we were extremely blessed to be able to take a week-long couples getaway for such a steal to Mexico with the voucher. We're talking about our incentives. Little did we know that we would fall in love with the area, its quaintness, calm waters, and adventures Mexico has to offer. We had to bring our kids and mothers with us the following year, and is now our favorite place to travel. This client gets a vacation every single year. Do you think this realtor is going to be unforgettable? Do you think if you have a business and you're doing that every year for clients that you become unforgettable for all of you that support the industry? Let me share a story with you. Some of you may know this big guy name, this realtor in the industry. He's with a big broker, Keller Williams, right? And so he's been a client for a long time. We were actually at a happy hour. I know them really well, and we were just sitting there. And he goes, Jimmy, hey, I got another client going on one of those vacations, right? And he goes, I go, oh, great. He goes, yeah, they're going to Branson, Missouri. And I'm like, Branson, Missouri, it's not like it's fine. And he said, yeah, they're going for like $350 for the week. And she's so excited. And I said, now, Steve, you know really what's happening here, right? And he's like, what? What are you kind of joking around? And I said, Steve, she will never ever pick another realtor ever in her life. She's going to go down to Branson, have an amazing time. She will remember that experience. She'll never pick another realtor ever in her life. See, folks, this is how you become unforgettable, okay? Because you're leveraging the power of travel, right? All right, so let's get into some other things. Smart, compliant ways to use incentives. Remember, you have to keep it appreciation based, lead generation based, and make sure that your brokers approve this. All right, because you want to do this. You want to use it more for these type of things. Do not use this as a incentive to get a listing. Right, you got to be careful of RESPA. Just make sure you use it more for marketing and appreciation. So let's get into it. Information gathering. MLS search opt-ins. A lot of you, we see this. Some of you leads the listings, you tie in things like that. All these different ways. CMA requests, right? Just getting people, on this. You're talking to somebody and you find out what neighborhood they're in. You get them, get them on your list. Give them a complimentary vacation. You can do that. FISBO conversations, of course. I mean, these people, for all of our realtors, right? Because I support our realtors, is that give these people just to be able to get in the door with them, and expired listings as well. Okay, appreciation after closing. Okay, not to list with you, or to be, or to help them in terms of the purchase, but after. Okay, after the closing, referrals, of course, home anniversaries and reviews and birthdays, lead generation at all your networking events. online contests. I'll show you some of these booths and trade shows. Some of you are doing some amazing things with that community raffles. Some of you do teacher appreciation and things like that as well. Okay. These are some ways that you can use the incentives. Remember, it's important to not use this as an inducement to list or to buy. Always check with your broker. Okay. All right. Now, how can you use it? Let me give you all the different ways, or some of the ways. Current home value offer. Okay. MLS search drip campaigns. Okay. Open house registration gifts. FISBO follow up incentive there. Expired listing reconnects. Okay. Annual birthday gift. Home purchase anniversary. Building your email list. This is a big one because you can actually, when you become a member, you can actually put in an embed code and put it on your thank you page. Okay. Social media contests. I'll show you this here in a second. Convention or trade show booths, referral partner appreciation, and then Google review thank yous. Okay. Just some different ways. Okay. And so let me know in the chat what is one use case that you could launch by Friday. Looking at this list, just put the number 1 through 12, or you put all, whatever. Just put something in the chat so I know that what you guys are thinking. Okay, drop that in the chat. So the listing post opportunity. Let me give you guys. Most listing posts get ignored because they ask for attention without creating interaction. What do I mean by this? I want to show you guys this. Okay. And I just did this with a guy that does about 3 billion in sales. All right. So look at this. How many comments, clicks, and conversations do you get when you post a listing? Okay. Be honest with me. Huh? How many? I mean, usually what, 3 to 5 comments, maybe? What I want to do is I want to teach you one little thing, turning listings into contests. Yes. Creating comments without ad spend. This is not spending any more money, folks, on ads. You don't need to do that with a program like this. You can grow your Facebook page and your awareness, right? Start to tap into your friends of their friends, your friends' friends, right? Start conversations with neighbors and capture people who are just casually curious, all right? So let's get into it. We call this guess the sales price, okay? All right. And so what you're doing is you're going to turn your listing into a simple engagement campaign. So like you might, like this is what the post is. Just listen, let's have some fun. Guess the final sales price of this home. The closest guess wins a vacation certificate from me. Drop your guess below and tag someone who loves real estate. Something simple. Okay. Now, why does this work? Well, it's easy for people to comment. They put in 495,000 or 600,000 or 285,000, right? But it boosts reach around the listing. Instead of 3 to 5 comments, what happens is people start to comment. I'm going to show you this here in a second. But it also creates a non-salesy follow-up reason because you can then go back in. I was just talking to an agent yesterday about this. You just go back in and DM them. Okay. And so what it does is starts to turn curiosity into conversations. You can ask someone, "Hey, Joe, thank you so much for participating in our contest. Are you looking to buy or sell, in the next 12 months?" Whatever you guys are asking them. Or do you know anybody that's getting married soon that needs a home or wants to upgrade? All the questions you realtors ask, right? Zero ad budget, better engagement, and more conversations is what we're looking for here. Okay. All right, let me show you. Look at this. Chime in below and win. Let's play the home prices right game. Look at this. 187 comments on a listing post. Okay. Check this one out. 485 comments on a listing post. Okay. I mean, I challenge you, go find your last listing, anybody in your brokerage, and see if they've gotten more than, 5, 10, 15 comments on listing posts. Look at this one, Keller Wheeler, the Ninja, 107 comments. See what's happening here? See, just a slight change in how you do a listing gets more engagement, makes you the expert, of course, because you're the real estate expert on that on your wall, of course, and then inside the people that are seeing this. Okay, how about this one here? 419 comments. Okay, look at this. This is what I love. If you have your settings where you can actually see the reach, over 10,000 people reached on this one post. Added 70 new page likes. Okay, right? For all of you that are still using, pages. And then the other thing is, look at this. Like Sherry, she's using it to grow her Facebook group. Hence, that's how we started in the real estate agent referral network. When I found Debbie, there was only about 140,000 people in that group, and now look, 390,000 people later, right? Using incentives. Okay. So you're starting to see how this works, right? That's about 150 people have been invited for the contest. She was just giving a little testimony here. But using it on a listing post. Here's a few agents. If you're not using TripValet incentives as part of your real estate business, you're missing a huge opportunity to really have something amazing and of value to use with your clients and future clients. JR says, TripValet has changed my real estate business forever. Randa says, our agency is getting more referrals and leads by handing out travel certificates to teachers and nurses by simply showing our appreciation. Okay. How about this? Open houses. Okay. It gives people a reason to register and a reason to remember you. Here's a great post. Open house this week when everyone who registers at the open house will receive details on a complimentary vacation as my thank you for stopping by. Come see the home, ask questions, and grab a fun complimentary vacation while you are there. All right. And then, of course, the follow up. Very simple. All right. 3 steps. You thank them, send them the certificate, right? And thank them for attending. And then here's the thing, ask a question inside there. What did you think of the home? Now we can get some feedback too, right? I know you guys are already doing a lot of this, but now just adding that one little thing, this complimentary vacation there. And then move forward by offer a buyer consult or a custom MLS search, okay? Because remember, even if they're not ready to buy now, you want to get them inside your database, right? And so this is another great way. Get people to these open houses. Inside the back office, you'll see an incredible training by Matt Graham, who did a training on this. He's another top realtor on open houses. He blew people away with it. So it's in the back office. Make sure you, if you're watching this recording, go back in there when you become a member. All right. How about this one? Neighbor referral posts. The neighbors often know the next buyer or seller, right? Here it is. Do you know someone who would love this home? I'm helping the seller get the word out. If you know a friend, family member, coworker, or neighbor looking in this area, message me. I have a special travel thank you for your referrals and introductions. Okay. This is another great post that you can use. And so let's talk about the referral engine. Okay. Turning appreciation into conversations your clients will actually welcome. Okay. Because past clients, here's the thing. I wanted to send you a thank you travel gift, right? Your SOI sphere of influence. I'm doing something special for people who support my business. Okay. Referral partners, I'd love to help you stand out with your clients too. Okay. And then here's home anniversaries. 1 year already. Let's celebrate. These are just ideas to help you again in terms of the referral engine. See, most realtors only reach out when they need something. Lead with appreciation instead. All right. There's a couple, here's some more realtors. The amount of referrals I'm getting, the amount of extra business from my clients that I'm getting, even being able to create new seller leads, literally 50 seller leads in 7 days, all from using this system. Shannon Pyatt. Latika, I love giving to others and providing VIP services to my clients. Giving away the complimentary travel certificate was an obvious gifting idea that I knew I had to provide. Here's Kelly. We use TBI extensively with prospecting, our customer care program, birthdays, and anniversaries. I can't speak enough about what this has done for my business and my entire team. All right. Okay, now this is a good one here. Past client and database reactivation. Let me give you a few things. Wake up that database without sounding sleazy. Here's one. Hey, let's just use, hey, Paul, I was thinking about you and wanted to say again how much I appreciate helping you with your home. I'm doing something special for past clients and wanted to send you a complimentary vacation as a thank you. See, this is just another way to get back into that database and to thank them. Okay. So those are for past clients. Here's a reactivation one. Hey Paul, I know it's been a little while. I'm doing something fun for people in my real estate community and wanted to send you a complimentary vacation, no strings attached, just appreciation. See, one of the things is this: is your database is not dead. It's just waiting for a better reason to hear from you. You now have it. Remember, folks, you're leveraging the power of travel, the second largest industry in the world. You don't got to sell travel. You just got to create some curiosity, get back into their mind, get back into, to be able to do that for them. Jenna says Facebook Live is requesting to record to their computer. That's fine. Not sure what that is. Okay. All right. So social media campaigns that create conversations using travel incentives to make everyday posts more interactive. So one of the things about Facebook is it tells you birthdays. Make sure that you give if they're not clients and you're just, DMing people and connecting with people, creating conversations, Facebook tells you when their birthdays are. How about when it's military or first responder appreciation? We talked about home anniversaries. Networking events is great, especially, if you're teaming up with nonprofits or know of others. You be the realtor that gives away a complimentary vacation. Okay. And then Google reviews, of course, are big. Email list, growth giveaways, getting people on your list. I love the teacher and nurse appreciations. And then, of course, community group contests, whether that's in your private Facebook groups or in other groups that you guys are playing with. The easiest post to convert is the one that starts a human conversation. Okay. Now, how does this all work? Let's get into some of this. It's very simple enough to use this week, powerful enough to build a system around. So when you log in, this is what it looks like. Okay. You'll see the certificates up there. You access your member portal. You also just, you have your own travel portal. A lot of agents save a ton of money on their own personal travel as well, personal or business travel. And so that is part of the membership as well. When you send a certificate, you can personalize it. You can add your logo, everybody, as well, in there. And then what ends up happening is the client gets it. They receive the vacation. They register it. What they do is they pay $19.95 to activate the vacation, everybody. Then they have an entire year to go on that vacation. Okay. When they're ready to go, typically, let's just use the dream vacation. They would pay $329 for an entire week, 7 nights, $399 for a one bedroom, and $429 for a two bedroom for 7 nights, folks. So think about this. You got a client, they have a young family, they've never been to Disney World. They go, Rico, I want to go to Disney World. All right, great. They find a place, they go for an entire week, folks. You can probably figure this out right now. For an entire week for around $400. Let's say they picked a one bedroom, or let's say they had the kids in their own room for an entire week for $450. Do you think they're ever going to forget about you? You will be their realtor for life. All right. So they accept it. They pay that fee. And folks, you don't have to pay that. They will gladly pay that. Now they're responsible for the airfare to get down there. Or a lot of people right now are driving because of, airfare prices are a little higher, but they're driving around. Let them go. Let them enjoy that, and you'll be remembered. You'll be that unforgettable realtor, right? They go and they travel. And one of the reasons why this works so well is because they're taking all these selfies and tagging the resort in it. Okay. And so what the client does, okay, they receive their certificate, they pay the registration fee. Remember, 1995 to activate it typically, and then 329 to 429, depending whether it's a studio up to a two bedroom. And then they go on that trip and they tell everybody. Okay. This is a big one. No, oh, by the way, no timeshare presentations. Okay, this is super important you understand. Back in 2018, the reason why we started this was because the whole industry was timeshares and it still is today. I mean, whether they're owned by a timeshare company, they have a back end deal. We have lots of people that come over to us later and all the time saying, hey, this other company is definitely tied to a timeshare. My list is getting emailed to them. We never do any of that. You're talking to the founder and CEO, so you just know this. We will, of course, talk to you guys, Mark, and keep you guys updated. But your clients will never be pushed to a timeshare. And then the other thing is the reason why you know this for us is because most of the other programs, when you go, they only want you to come one time, right? You're either buying a timeshare or you say no. Here, you can use this as a retention tool, as an appreciation for home anniversaries, things like that. And so that's a big deal for our clients, right? Okay, now why do resorts do this? Well, they have vacant rooms, everybody. And when today ends, if you know anything about the hotel industry, when today ends, they're going to lose any revenue. And so we know that guests will spend money on, eat at the restaurants, get drinks, go to the spa. But the big one is that they also take selfies, right? That's social proof for other travelers. And so you guys can use these incentives to create attention and action. Okay. And the typical savings can be so significant compared to retail pricing, right? I just shared with you, right? I'm going to show you this. So we use vacation incentives to grow your business, also to keep your clients for life while we fill these unused inventory in properties. Now, let me show you some, okay? Who wants to go to Spain, right? Expedia right now is selling this for like a two bedroom. We found this one for 1551. Can you imagine going for a two bedroom all in for about 460 bucks there, right? 71% savings. Here's another one in Austria, right? 1885 on booking.com. Okay, you can see here. And so this would be a studio. So that's a type. It's 429 plus 1995 there. Okay. How about this one? Bali. You might want to go to Bali for about 350. Okay. Versus what booking.com is selling, 68% savings versus what the major sites are selling it for. So this is what your clients are going to get. And of course, you can use these as well. Mexico, here's another one, right? For about 460, a two-bedroom, right? You're staying at this place, say about 68% savings versus the major sites. How about this one near the Atlantis? Paradise Island. Okay, crazy. Expedia is selling this one right now for 53.45, and you're all in for about 460 for a two-bedroom. That's the kind of savings you're having. Here's Lake Tahoe, right? Same thing. On their actual website, you can see the huge savings. Now, that's part of our agreement is that we don't publish these that way. We show them only to our members. And since you're part of, if you found us through somebody promoting this inside their group, or in a meetup group, you would be a member. Okay. All right. So here's Brad Korn, very, very popular realtor, 100 plus transactions a year. Here's what he has to say. I see so many agents looking for the next big thing, next gimmick to get business, buying leads that never turn into the results they hope. Why not send all of your friends, clients, everyone you personally know on a complimentary trip? What if every client sent you a postcard from some exotic place or dream vacation that you sent them on? Do you think they would be talking about you to their friends? Don't you know that would bring you more referral and repeat business than trying to talk a stranger into trusting you and liking you? Don't think about it. Book your own trip today and start giving them away. TVI, baby, right? Brad Corn. All right. So let me give you guys some real practical things to be able to do. Start simple, build some momentum. What you want to do is pick one target, right? Listings, past clients, referrals, open houses, maybe, pick something there. Then choose your incentive and just write a very simple offer, right? In terms of how you want to do it. Most of you, if you have a listing, I would highly encourage you to do that one. Open houses, of course. Get your referral campaigns out. Of course, a home anniversary for the month of June. You should absolutely do that as well. Add it to your listing presentation and buyer follow-up. And here's what I mean by this. When you have your presentation folder and you start to collect pictures of clients on vacations. Now, you don't even have, listen, you're not using this as an inducement, but you're just going to show some happy clients. And you're going to say, like, oh, hey, here's Tom and Jane. This is the picture of the family that just tell the story of how the experience went with their home. And then say, hey, and one of the things is a lot of our clients go on vacations with us as well. And then boom, you can just show them that picture of them in Italy. You see what's happening here? This is how you become unforgettable. And especially if you're going into, and you're starting to talk about the stories and sharing stories of how you do things differently and versus other agents. Okay. How about this? Message 25 past clients with appreciation first language. Just tell them you're thinking about them and you want to give them a complimentary vacation. Summer is here, right? Or if they want to before winter gets in, they want to book somewhere warm. Okay. Day 5, create one listing post and one short client appreciation video. This is a big one, right? And give these away. Contact 5 referral partners with a co-marketing idea. Tell them, hey, listen, I've got complimentary vacations that we can use together, right? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Right? And give those, work with them. Your insurance agents, your title, your mortgage people, whoever's supporting you, your AI, so many people, using AI, getting into AI. Okay. And then day 7, review responses, book calls, repeat the winner, just keep doing these. And folks, what will happen is this, if you start to implement these, the goal is not perfection. The goal is to become intentionally unforgettable. You're starting to build a system in. Okay. All right. So here's another testimonial. Mary Beth says, TripValet is one of the best client retention, growth, and appreciation programs available to us as producing agents. I've seen clients everywhere from Mexico to Vietnam to Greece and many locations in between. This is part of our closing gift, 1-year anniversary gift, and more. The value way exceeds the investment. I'd highly recommend this to anyone looking for ways to create stability and success within their business. Always happy to share and mastermind the ways we've made this work. Amazing, top agents here that use this in EXP. So amazing group there. Okay, so if you found us, the Rern exclusive offer, Real Estate Agent Referral Network. A couple things real quickly. If you don't know, make sure Thursdays, if you want to network, get plugged in to the group. Amazing. They always bring top speakers, and then of course we get the network, and I get to work with Debbie every week, so it's amazing. And so everything you need to start using travel incentives. Let's talk about. First of all, we have two programs. We have the 947 for the year. This is our annual membership. Best value. You'll get the incentive that back office I showed you, incentive portal access, realtor use cases, scripts, best value for serious implementation. Or you have a $97 a month, and then we even put this one on a trial. It's a lower risk way to start testing if you want to, and that's fine. But if you choose the annual plan, if you're part of this, you're seeing this, and you want the system and the strategy help, here's your fast action bonus, guys. I'm going to give you, okay, now this is limited. This is limited. Jennifer's going to cut us off here soon because our calendar will be full, right? And so it's really simple. You get an extra 30-minute coaching session, all right, just for you, not in a group session. The first wave of all the realtors and business owners that are doing this inside the room group, you will get a 30-minute session per quarter. And the reason why is I was just doing one yesterday, is that we want to help make sure that you stay on track to 10x, 50x, 100x your business using vacation incentives. Okay. And so, I don't want you just to come on this program and not use it. I want you to fully use it and be like some of those other agents, right? Some of the top producing agents, because I want you to go, man, I definitely want to keep using this program. So scan this QR code. You'll see it pop up. You can pick the 947 and get the extra coaching sessions, or of course, just do the trial. All right, nothing to lose. Kick the tires, send it out. Use it, and you'll have immediate access into there. Okay. And so, are you ready to become unforgettable? Right. Enroll today, choose your plan, and start using the travel to create more conversations, more referrals, and more listings. You can also go to tvireferralnetwork.com, tvireferralnetwork.com, or just scan this QR code, and then we want to be the first ones to welcome you. Okay. All right. So with that, let me just ask, how would you use this? If for anybody in the chat, how would you actually use this immediately today? All right, so let me do this. Let me stop the share and open up the chat. Let me see. All right. There you go. Okay, someone asked for the URL. You got it. Yeah, so Paul, this is a great question. So Paul is saying, hey, it's not a free gift. Yeah, Paul, notice I never said the word free. There, like incentive in the incentive world, a lot of people use the word free. We've never used the word free. Okay, here's why. We know people still have tremendous value in these things, and using our incentives, we use the word complimentary and just let them know. You don't have to hide. People pay this every day. Trust me. They just let them know you have to pay for the taxes and fees. And they'll say, well, what is it? Well, when you send it to them, it'll tell them, because we don't want you to have to keep answering a bunch of questions, but it has all the terms and conditions in there. Okay. Like I said, 1995 to activate. They have an entire year then to go on that vacation. Then they pay 329 for a studio, 399 for a one bedroom, or 429 for a two bedroom. And some of them may be a little bit more, but that's where they start, and they're typically around that price point. But yeah, don't use the word free. We actually train on that. We don't need to do that, right? So Paul, just tell them that it's complimentary, but you have to pay the taxes and fees. Okay. All right. Very good. Yeah, Terrell, absolutely. The price and Terrell, make sure and guys, I'll give you guys an incentive for being on here. If you just even want to just kick the tires, let me know. Send me an email. Um, we just want to make sure that you guys are used, especially I know someone may have a listing today or getting ready to post one since the weekend's coming. We just want to, and I love watching you guys blow up your social media with them. All right, very good. Hey, Yash. Good, good. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. Okay, okay. I think I've answered them all. All right, so you can go to tvireferralnetwork.com, tvireferralnetwork.com. We'll drop it in the chat again. If you're watching the replay, of course, you can scan that QR code or go to that website as well. And so, with that, just a couple last things. Just remember, every week we have inside the Real Estate Agent Referral Network group, we do a networking event. Debbie Morrow is the founder and creator of that group. It's now has 390 some thousand people in it. And so it's just a great place. If you're a realtor, insurance, mortgage, anything like that, folks, join that group. If you, because I know we have a lot of meetup people coming now, meetup groups coming here. But join that group, be part of it. We have a lot of amazing things happening here in the very, very near future as well. And Paul just asked, do we have an affiliate program? We actually do. It's actually pretty good. It's a 30% referral level one direct to you, and then 5% if you especially since we're in real estate, we're not as deep as like some of you that have 7, 8 levels. It's just a two-tier affiliate program. But yes, we do, Paul. 30%. We love to call it when we pay out our affiliates on the 15th and at the end of the month, we call it Aloha Fridays. And so, but yes, we do have an affiliate program. Great question. Actually, let me just pause there. Is there any other questions that you guys have before I let you go? Thanks for asking, Paul, that question. I sometimes forget that a lot of you realtors and insurance guys love referrals. Of course, that's how you do your business. So that makes sense. Thank you for bringing that up, Paul. All right. Okay. Well, listen, I had a lot of fun today, folks. You can tell I love this. I'm so passionate because Jennifer and I, we get to see these testimonials all the time, hear all the stories. And so I mean, about to go over to Asia Pacific for a while and help all of our clients on that side of the world. And so, anyways, thank you for being on here. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you get plugged into the Real Estate Agent Referral Network group. Debbie Morrow gives you so much value, folks. So much value. Today they had an AI person on there, and just last week they were talking about investing. I mean, these people just bring it, and so so I would actually get plugged in there because you'll learn a lot there as well. All right. So with that, thank you everybody, and we will see you next week. And if you have any questions, make sure you email us, and we'll help you out as well. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.